The intrigue just continued to build towards the end of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's stay in Russia, moving back southward to Vladivostok Saturday and enjoying the opportunity to inspect Russian hypersonic missiles, strategic bombers, and a warship. In other words, the kind of military strength and range of threats that North Korea is itself seeking to pose to potential enemies. Everything about Kim's itinerary in Russia indicates military cooperation between Pyongyang and Moscow. And remember, indications are all we've had to go on in the absence of an official statement out of Kim's summit with Vladimir Putin on the Russian side, though there have been some more curious comments from both sides that we can come to in a moment. First, let's have a closer look at what he was shown, Kim that is, in Vladivostok. Guided by Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, who was himself shown North Korean military systems in Pyongyang a few weeks ago, Kim got up close and personal with the Kh-47 Kinjal missile system, a hypersonic missile that can be mounted on a MiG-31 fighter jet. This weapon is an example of Russia's progress in its arms race with the West. And remember that while North Korea's claimed to have test-fired its own hypersonic missiles, South Korea's military is doubtful. What we know about this Russian missile, apart from Kinjal meaning dagger, is that after being fired from a fighter plane, it reaches more than 10 times the speed of sound with a reported range of 2,000 kilometers. Vladimir Putin's claimed it's impossible to intercept, but it held still for Kim Jong-un as he was seen actually touching the missile in an image released by Russia's Ministry of Defense, similar to the way South Korean defense officials have examined American nuclear capacities in the past. And Shoigu also showed Kim several Russian strategic bombers, one of which the Russian defense chief even said could fly from Moscow to Japan and back again. Not just an indication of its range, but also an implicit warning over the rising cooperation between Tokyo, the US, and South Korea. So, as well as witnessing the MiG-31, the North Korean leader got to see strategic bombers, the Tupolev or Tu-160, Tu-95MS, and Tu-22M3, the first of which would also be considered a special treat to see, and all of which constitute a key aspect of Russia's long-range nuclear threat from the air. And having also visited a Russian fighter jet production facility, as we reported Friday, Kim was quoted by North Korean state media Saturday saying he was deeply impressed with the advanced state of Russian aerospace and aviation technology. We also know that Kim is keen to bolster North Korea's navy, so it's significant that he was able to inspect the Marshal Shaposhnikov frigate of Russia's Pacific Fleet moored in Vladivostok's Ulysses Bay. He was briefed on various anti-submarine weapons as well as the Kh-35 anti-ship missile with a range of 130 kilometers. And Kim apparently spoke of the North's own recently unveiled tactical nuclear attack submarine. So all this certainly paints the picture of strong mutual defense interests and a potential willingness to share. But North Korean state media also reported Sunday that Kim had held talks with Shoigu on the practical issues arising in further strengthening the strategic and tactical coordination, cooperation, and mutual exchange between the armed forces of the two countries and in the fields of their national defense and security. From the Russian side, Putin was careful when addressing reporters to insist that they never violate anything amid concerns that any arms deal between Moscow and Pyongyang would violate multiple UN Security Council resolutions. He just stressed that we will look for opportunities to develop Russian-North Korean relations, while accusing the US of itself doing what it considers a crime. Meanwhile, Kim Jong-un didn't head home Saturday night as expected, but stayed in Russia for some ballet. His planned itinerary Sunday reportedly included meeting a regional governor and discussing cultural exchange and tourism, yet the overriding theme of this trip seems to confirm a level of military interest that will undoubtedly feel like a threat to the US and its regional allies, to include South Korea.